Well, you are your standard. You are that bar. And what I'm bringing up today is that the expectations other people have of you, they might be nice. Maybe it makes you feel good. Okay. But sometimes those expectations get to be a little bit too much. It is okay to put pressure on yourself, but quite often, other people might not be able to handle that. And you can't force them to handle it. That's not fair either. And if you're a parent, that's not unconditional love. I'm going to tell you that right now. You may think it is, but I don't think that it is. The standards I have for my children would be to be kind to people. Those are good standards. They're general standards. Be kind, pick up after yourself, that kind of thing. All right? That's just general. But it's going to be something different to each child. And the delivery system and how I'm going to speak to my first child as opposed to my second child are going to be a little bit different. I might be annoyed the same way. I might not be. Okay. So each child may set their own standard. And I noticed that my little one was trying to keep up with my oldest one on the reading. But I didn't say anything because she created her own standard. My little one created her own standard. She said, my oldest sister is the standard for the how many pages can I read in, 10 minutes or an hour or whatever, I guess. And then they have these standards at school that, you have to abide by. Some are rules that are standards, and some are standards of achievement. So in reading, in our district, they have the alphabet, A through Z readers, and I guess maybe they have double A's. I don't know. So they have this standard that they grade the kids by in, I think it's like first grade through sixth grade, I believe it is. And so the kids talk about their ranking with me. I don't ask them, they just tell me. Because, I wouldn't know about the standard unless, only if when I would go to a parent-teacher conference. And then I would know, and that's how I would find out. But a lot of times the kids, our kids, my kids, will tell me what the standard is. Because I want to hear it from them. Because I want them to be involved enough and aware enough and listening enough. That's my standard. Listen enough. And be involved and be present when they're in school so that they can learn. Now the grade, kind of don't care. I mean, I do, but I don't really care. I care if they're kind. I care if they're happy. I care if they have good peers around them, kind of, to balance everything. Can they work with people? How do they work with certain types of people? I don't really care whether they're happy with their teacher. If their teacher is fair, then that's good. That's fine. So my standards are my standards, all right? But they're very basic. But I want my kids to develop their own standards. So when my daughters say stuff to me like, well, kids in my class kind of celebrate when they get a grade higher than mine in the test. Like if I get a 98 and they get a 99, or I get a 96 and they get a 97. And well, I started to laugh when they told me this week at the breakfast table. And I said, wow, I didn't know that. And we begin to laugh. I go, well, that's really interesting. I said, and I looked at my oldest, I said, so you're like the standard for that class. Your grade, your test grades are the standard for that class. And she goes, I don't know, I guess. I don't know. I said, well, you're the bar. And so they're looking at it. And I said, remember when you go to further education, I said to both our daughters, that don't look at what somebody else is getting. It's like looking over the fence. He's got a better dog than I do, or they have a nicer lawn than I do. And my mother used to always say, don't look over the fence. And we didn't have a lot of money, but we were kind of happy. I mean, we had our problems, but my brother and I were basically happy. All right. And we made our happiness. Okay. Because it was, don't look over the fence. All right. Don't look over and see that the Andersons have Leo the dog. All right. Even though we loved Leo the beagle, he held nice, and the Andersons were wonderful people. Don't look over the fence and look at that guy's car, or that the wife has a brand new Volkswagen that drives everywhere, every day. She turns the key and it goes on, because your mom doesn't have that. Don't look over the fence. Leave it alone. So my standard was work hard. Maybe you'll get that new car. That was my standard. But it wasn't because I wanted the new car. It was that I just want a car with 4 wheels that goes forward so that I can get to work. If I have to go far, then I could have any job, right? That would be my standard. So when Mother said don't look over the fence, what she meant was you can look over the fence, but don't be jealous or don't be envious what the other person has. And don't create your standard based on somebody else's standard. Okay? Sometimes you can. There might be certain rules. Colin Powell had the 10 somethings. He put it, it was in some Washington Post or some Washington print years ago. And I went, wow, I like 5 of those. It was something like that. I looked at it and I said, I like 5 of those. I'll take 2 of the 5 and I'll think about the other 3. And the other ones are pretty nice too. Okay? So you can do that. You can admire it and say, well, I can do those. But sometimes when we have a standard that's over the top, that can cause a problem. So imagine if Susie wanted to look like Janie, and Janie had a certain physique and was very, very skinny. But you got to remember, she had no hips. And Susie had hips and was built kind of Slavic, kind of like my mother. My mother was Hungarian, German. And she had shoulders. My mother had shoulders. She had hips. She had curves. Okay, my mother was a good-looking woman, all right? And I'm kind of straight. Well, I'm happy I'm straight. I'm happy my body is straight. Because it works for my running and my boxing. It doesn't work for my grappling. Okay? But that's okay. Because even though I love to grapple, I really love to box. And I love to run, and thank God, because that goes with boxing. And keep me in shape. So I'll deal with the fact that I don't have hips, and it's a tough time moving my hips. But the other thing I don't have to worry about being so straight is extra weight. So now I can maintain a lighter weight for running and for boxing. And if I do MMA, or when I do MMA, because I've already done it, I've done it and I probably go back to it. But right now I'm focusing on boxing. So when I go back, I don't have to worry about my weight as much. Because why? I have shoulders. Okay, my shoulders have gotten bigger. I can go to a size 10 up here and I'm 105 pounds and 5'2.5" or just under 5'3", depends on the day. Depends on how happy I am. But because I don't have hips, I don't have to worry about that. All right? So my standards are going to be different. Whereas my mother could swim incredibly because she had hips, okay? And she had good lats, shoulders, okay? She was more buoyant, okay? She had more weight. She could dance, okay? She could move certain ways that I probably can't, okay? And maybe won't, all right? So, and my sister has that. My sister can dance, okay? She's got the hips, she's got the shoulders, she's got the whole thing going, all right? So, there's certain things that you're going to be different on than the other guy, and you can create a standard, but you might not have that mathematical skill that gets you to 99 or 101 with the extra credit. Who the heck knows? Okay? Or that college standard, okay? So you see that guy over there who's now graduated, he's going on to law school. Well, you always wanted to go to law school, and you're just eking through that door to get into law school. But don't expect to have the same writing habits, and the same reading habits, and the same everything habits as that guy over there. Because when you start having unrealistic expectations, and that guy, let's say, has he has nothing to do and he has 179 IQ. And he's not like you might be paying your mother's mortgage while you're doing this. Okay? Or you might be working a job that takes up, you're not just doing an intern at a law firm, you're doing another job, plus you're going to law school. Okay? Or you have a baby, okay, while you're going through law school. And this other guy, his parents paid the whole way, he can totally focus on it. You're not in his realm. It's not that I'm saying don't try to get better grades, or don't try to surpass that person in your law school, or in your medical school. What I'm saying is, there's a reason why you are the person you are. And everybody's an individual. Like, I don't know. I'm a Jody 3.4527. I'm not going to be compatible with everything. Okay? and you're not going to have the same compatibilities as that guy over there who has maybe everything paid for. He doesn't have to deal with a baby. He doesn't have to deal with paying a mortgage on his parents' home, or he doesn't have to deal with maybe you have to work because you have your own apartment and you have to pay for your own car insurance and your own schooling and your own. Okay? So you can't go and measure, and you shouldn't ask other people to measure like that. That's just kind of way out there. So, you want to be happier? Make your own standard. Because you know what? You're unique to you. And your own standard is no less than anybody else's. It just isn't. Thank you.